Visualization is the process of imagining events and situations in your mind. It's also called mental rehearsal or mental imagery. Now, it can be used for a variety of things, including managing your nerves, improving your confidence, improving your decision making on court, and even injury recovery. Visualization can be performed in the first person, that is, as if you were seeing it through your eyes, or in the third person, which is imagining yourself from behind and above. There's a misconception when it comes to training that it has to be very, very physically hard. You need to be sweating, you need to be really tired when you're finished, but that's wrong. Every single club player would benefit from performing regular visualization, but most won't try because it doesn't seem like hard work. During the regular season, every night sees hundreds of matches played, and the difference between winning and losing or playing well or playing badly is mental. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between your imagining a situation and it happening for real. And over time, you can convince yourself that you can play incredible squash. You can make the right decisions. You can control your emotions and your nerves. In this challenge, I'm going to be guiding you through visualization for 10 days. Each session will start with a deep breathing exercise, which will prepare and relax you for the actual exercise. Then, for 90 seconds, I'm going to be guiding you through a specific area of visualization. At the end of the 90 seconds, you can either stop and go on with your day, or, and this is what I recommend, continue on for a little bit longer, carrying on the theme of that particular day's visualization. I decided to make one video instead of 10 little ones, and it starts with a deep breathing exercise and then continues with the visualization. You can either watch the deep breathing exercise every single day and then jump to the respective day, or once you've done it with me the first time, if you feel comfortable, you can just do it yourself and start on the day's visualization. It's important to note that the 10-day visualization challenge is no more than an introduction to visualization. You're not going to finish this challenge and be an expert at it. Just the same as if you had a 10-day course in anything where you only spend 90 seconds doing something, you're just learning about the process and being introduced to the idea. The challenge can be done in conjunction with any of the other challenges, and just like the other challenges, there's a PDF available for you to download and print if you want to. You should, as always, set the time and location of your challenge, but as always, if you can't do it at that particular time or that particular location, don't worry, just find some time. But if you miss a day, I want you to go back a day to the previous day's visualization so that you've got more of a consistent feel. You can't just miss a day and then carry on from where you missed. No, go back one day. If you want to, you can watch the whole of the 10 days or listen to the whole of the 10 days before you start it. It's not really so important whether you know what's coming next or not, but perhaps you're the kind of person who likes to have a general overview of what's happening, and that's fine, no problem. But remember, stay to each day's visualization. Don't do 2 days worth of visualization until you've finished the whole course, and then you can put 2 days together if you want to. If you have the time and the motivation, you can repeat a day's visualization within that day. So you can do it twice. But I don't want you to do 2 days worth of visualization in one day, not until you finish the complete 10 days. As I just mentioned, there's a PDF available for this. Link is in the text description or available from my website bettersquash.com on the challenges section. At the end of the visualization days, there's a section called What's Next, which explains what you can do after finishing this challenge. Once we start, I'll switch over the view to simply say the day of the visualization because you won't be looking at me, you'll have your eyes closed. Find somewhere quiet to go, preferably not too hot or cold. Wear loose, comfortable clothing if possible. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Avoid crossing your legs. Put one hand on your belly, just below your ribs, and the other hand on your chest. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let your belly push your hand out. Take about 3 seconds to breathe in. Hold this breath for a couple of seconds. Breathe out through your lips. Pause for a couple of seconds. And again. Focus on the feeling in your nose as you breathe in. Focus on the feeling in your lips as you breathe out. Repeat this for 2 minutes. Imagine yourself standing outside the door of your squash facility. Walk through the door. If you have to hold it open with your hand, imagine the feeling in your hand. Is it a wooden handle, a metal handle? If the doors open automatically, imagine the sound they make. Walk through those doors and into the area beyond. Notice the sounds that this facility makes. Is there a bar area near where you can hear people talking and glasses? Is there a reception area with the telephone ringing? Look around. Go up to a notice board. See some of the notices. Walk forwards. Notice what kind of floor or carpet the facility has. Explore the facility. Walk around by the court area. Walk around by the changing room area. Do you know where everything is? The different types of walls, the lighting difference between each of the different sections. Explore this facility for as long as you can remember all of the details. Walk in the door of your facility and go straight to the area where you get changed. You're carrying your bag. In your bag is all your squash equipment. Go to that area and begin to get changed. Take off your clothes. Take off your shoes. Put your squash kit on. Feel the feeling in your feet as you put your socks on. As you tie your squash shoes on. Do it in exactly the same way you would normally. Do you have a routine? Do you have to change your t-shirt first, or do you put your shorts on or your skirt? Take your time. There's no rush. Put on your tracksuit if you normally put on a tracksuit. Make sure that your equipment is in good condition. Sit in the area where you get changed and open your bag. Take out your rackets. Look for your squash balls. Check that the grip is in a good condition. Do all of the things that you would normally do before you go on court. Even going to the bathroom. Make sure this process is exactly the same as you normally do when you play a game of squash. Don't forget any detail. Starting from the previous day where you got changed, you're now in the changing room, completely ready to start your game of squash. Squash bag in your hand. You walk out of the changing facilities. Walk towards the squash court. Take your time. Experience the facility, the noise. Maybe you see people in the facility. Get to the squash court area. Put your bag down outside of the court. Is it a glass court? Is it a normal court with 4 walls? Open the door. Listen to the sound that the door makes. Walk into the court. The floor. Is it a noisy floor? Is it a quiet floor? What's that smell? Have you turned the lights on? If not, go back outside and turn those lights on. Are there any of the lights flickering or a slightly different colour to one of the other ones? Go and touch the walls. Are they warm? Are they cold? Are they painted? Feel the glass wall, how different it is from the others. Go to the front wall, look at the tin, touch the front wall. Are there any variations in the wall? Stand in the middle of the court and fully experience this court.
It's now time for some activity. You're standing on the court. You've got 10 minutes before you have to play, and there is nobody else around. It's time for you to do your heat-up routine. Perhaps you do it outside of the court, and you can go outside if you prefer to do that, if that's where you normally do it. Start by running gently up and down the court, touching the front wall, jogging back to the back wall, running forwards, running backwards, running sideways. Then, take the racket in the hand and begin to do a few swings. Gentle at first, getting stronger and faster as the time goes on. All of this time, you have the squash ball in your non-playing hand. This is warming up the ball without doing it too quickly. You're now going to do some light ghosting, moving from side to side, going forwards, pretending there's a drop shot, playing a lob, running backwards. All the kind of movements that you would normally do in a real squash match. You're beginning to sweat. You're beginning to get ready. You're beginning to get hot. At the same time, you've been focused on your game plan, thinking about what you want to do when you start playing this match. You're hot now and ready to play, but we're going to focus on the swing a little bit more. I want you to imagine that ball in your non-playing hand. How does it feel? Is it warm yet? Was it very cold when you first put it into your hand? Now look down at your grip. Is it the right grip? What colour is your grip? Look at your racket. Can you see exactly the patterns, the colours on your racket? Now I want you to begin to swing in a backhand way. Swing as if you're hitting a backhand drive. Imagine all of the different muscles working. You can step as you hit the ball, or you can stand still. Doesn't matter. Can you control the racket exactly how you should? Are you timing the movements of the muscles correctly? Now turn and begin to hit some forehand swings. You're not hitting the ball, just pretending in your mind that you're hitting the ball. You're swinging. You're standing on the tee, you step to the side, you take a forehand swing. Are you swinging correctly? Is the racket up high? Are you prepared early? Is your wrist cocked? When you finish the racket, the follow through, where is the racket? Same on the backhand. Focus on your follow through. Do some technically perfect swings. It's time to hit the ball. Go towards the front court, near the front wall, and on your forehand, begin to hit some forehand shots that bounce. Just lots of little shots, not exactly drop shots, but just some simple shots. Listen to the sound that the ball makes when it hits the wall. Listen to the sound that the ball makes when it hits the floor, and even when your racket hits the ball. Just some short shots. You're getting low. Move around the court a little bit. You can go a little bit closer to the side wall, a little bit further back. A little bit towards the front wall, a little bit further back towards the back wall. Move around a little. Begin to play them on the volley if you want to. You're not hitting the ball hard, just hitting with a lot of control. And now, turn around, switch sides. Do the same with the backhand. You're just getting the feel for the ball and the front wall. Listen to that sound. It's very important. Go towards the backhand corner. Begin to hit some shorter shots, some drop shots. The ball is quite warm because it's been in your hand. Move around a little and maybe play some forehands, a little trickle boast, a soft boast that makes you play a backhand shot. Play lots of little short shots in the front. Today, it's time for some volleys. So starting in the middle of the court, near the short line, or a little bit further forward if you feel more comfortable, begin to hit some volleys. You can start on your forehand if you prefer, or on your backhand. It's your choice. Now you're not hitting them very hard, so make sure you imagine the ball hitting the front wall above that cut line. Absolutely. And now I want you to focus on making contact with the ball, just to your side. Watch the ball hit the strings. Do this in these visualizations. It will make it easier in the real game. Notice your position. Notice how much swing you have. It shouldn't be a big swing. It's more like a block. Solid wrist, early preparation. Listen to that sound. Now, switch over to the other side. So if you started with forehand, play some backhands. Feel that wrist, how solid it is. Feel how straight the ball goes, exactly where you want it to go. You're in complete control of these volleys. You're not swinging wildly. The strength of your arm and wrist keep the ball in a very accurate line. You are in complete control. Play some forehands and then backhands to each other. Notice the sound the ball makes when it hits your strings. It's time to hit some balls from the back of the court. Rhythm is especially important in these kind of situations. Move into the corners, one of the forehand or the backhand, it's your choice. Begin to hit the ball straight down the wall. Remember, it's got to be above the cut line, otherwise you won't get that consistent rhythm. Watch it bounce just behind the service box. Watch it hit the back wall and come forward, and that's when you swing and hit it perfectly straight again. You're going up and down the wall in a very consistent rhythm. Your preparation is early. You're not too close to the ball. Now swap across to the other side of the court. Do exactly the same again. The swing is different because it's either forehand or backhand now, but the timing is the same. The rhythm is the same. The sound is the same. Front wall, floor, back wall, hit. Listen to the sound that this ball makes when it hits your strings. Don't get too close to the ball. Don't rush yourself. Prepare very early. The timing of this swing is very important, so make sure you prepare early. Make sure you prepare consistently. You know exactly where to prepare and you swing at the right speed. Your opponent has arrived. They knock on the door, open the door and enter. You shake their hand. You say some nice things. You ask them, "Shall we knock up?" "Yes," they say. They close the door and you begin to hit the ball back to each other. One straight shot to yourself, one cross court to them. You do this for a few moments, paying attention to their swing, their positioning, their head movement. You move forward a little bit. You play a few volleys. You've already played volleys, but you want to get some more done as well. You hit some hard shots back to your opponent, some high shots. You're testing them. You're trying to learn as much as you can from these few moments that you've got before the match starts. Swap sides. Do the same thing again. You're already hot. You've already hit the ball, so you're going to use this opportunity to watch them as well. Are they too close to the ball? Are they far away? Do they have a good swing, a bad swing? Now, none of that might matter in the match. What they swing like and where they hit the ball could be two different things. But you're going to try to use the opportunity to learn as much about your opponent as you can. Don't become too relaxed just because they don't look like they've got a good swing though. It's time to play a few points. Take off your tracksuit if you had one on. Spin the racket. Decide who gets to serve first. If you're serving, get into your position, bounce the ball, go through your pre-serve routine. Think carefully about what your game plan is going to be. In this game, you're just going to look for your opponent's weaknesses. You're just going to keep the ball tight. You're not going to go for any extravagant shots. You serve. Your opponent hits a shot down the wall. You move effortlessly from the serve to the tee to the corner, and you play another shot down the wall. Let's explore this sidewall. This sidewall can be your friend as well as your enemy. You're just using this first few points to become a little bit more relaxed, to begin the match and to play those points. You're not looking to win every single point, just need to get your rhythm, to remove your nerves maybe. Imagine yourself winning a few points, losing a few points, but you're not going to play any silly shots. You're not going to waste any opportunities. If you create an opportunity by hitting a good shot to the back and the ball is short, you're going to take that opportunity. Play defensive as well if you have to.
The great thing about visualization is it can be done anywhere where you can close your eyes. You can do it in the park, at the beach, on the bus or the train or the plane, in a boring meeting or lesson. No, just joking, but you know what I mean. You can literally do it anywhere. So that means that you can repeat the exercises. So that's the first thing that you can do after finishing this challenge. You can repeat them. You can make each session a little bit longer. I wouldn't go more than 5 minutes. You can become more detailed in your visualization. Maybe at the beginning you found it difficult to visualize the smell or some of the sounds. The more you do it, the better you get. In fact, the next time you go to your sports facility, pay more attention to your surroundings. Pay more attention to the smells, the sights, the sounds, the touch. Maybe your courts are a little bit cold, but you've never really paid attention to that until you visited another facility. The more details you can put into your visualization, the faster you will benefit from them. Another thing you can do, of course, is you can ignore most of the beginning of the 10 days. Instead of walking through the facility, getting changed, exploring, what you can now do is you can just start with the knock-up. You can see yourself playing squash, and you can now become a little bit more specific. You can imagine yourself being at a tournament and being less nervous or not nervous. Or you can imagine yourself relaxing and saying to yourself, okay, this is just a game. I want to play well, but really it doesn't matter if I win or lose. I want to enjoy myself. I want to play well. Those are the things that are important. You can imagine yourself stopping playing those cross-court nicks when you're really tired. You can imagine yourself taking opportunities. So you can begin to use visualization to specialize for you. What are the things that you need to change about your game? Now, of course, I don't know those things. So this 10 days visualization was the introduction to give you some ideas. But now you can begin to specialize for yourself, your needs, your requirements, your weaknesses. Don't just do the things you're good at, do the things that you need to improve on. And try to put some realistic situations in. So if you're the kind of person who becomes a little bit angry with bad refereeing calls, imagine those situations. Visualize looking up at the ref or looking through the glass back wall and the ref says no let. Now normally you'd maybe throw the racket or you'd lose the next couple of points. Visualize yourself saying, okay, doesn't seem right, but fine. And then focusing on those next few points and playing well on those next few points. Real situations. Perhaps there's one that happened recently. Use it and reimagine what happened to benefit you. Well, that's it for this challenge. I hope that you accepted it. Perhaps you even watched the whole of the video before you decided to do all of those things, all of the 10-day challenge, and that's fine as well. I've set up a Buy Me a Coffee page, which is a way for you to support me in a one-off way. If you think that my content is useful, please consider doing that. As always, if you've got any questions about this video or visualization or squash, just leave a comment in the video and I will answer as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching. I hope that you found it enjoyable and I really do hope you accept this challenge. On the screen at the moment is a subscription button. If you think my content is useful, please consider subscribing. There's also a button for other mental aspects of squash. It's a playlist, and there's also a video that YouTube thinks is a good fit for you based on what you've been watching. And remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.